Oh, we made it. Okay. Who is ready for story time? Yay, we all are here. Make sure you grab your biscuits and your drinks if you're at home, or pizza or lasagna or ice cream or roast dinner, or what were the other ones we did? Pumpkin pie, if you fancy that. That's not obligatory. Doesn't seem that nice to me. Or nice bar of chocolate. And we are going to read from 1 Samuel 17. I'm completely out of breath from running around the studio. I'm actually going to swap to the main studio camera. So if I walk this way, you should see me appear just over here. Fabulous. Are we ready? This is the bit where David is going to go and fight Goliath, okay? Chapter 17, Goliath challenges Israel's army. The Philistines got ready for war and brought their troops together. Now the Philistines are going to be Beth. So here comes Beth. She's going to appear from this part of the studio. She's going to stand over here, and she is the Philistines. Look angry. Hurrah! Fabulous. Together, and they are going to attack the town of Socoh in Judah. They set up camp. Fabulous setting of the camp there. They set up camp at Ephes Dammim between Socoh and Azekah. King Saul and the Israelite army set up camp on the hill overlooking Elah Valley. Here comes Saul and the Israelite Samuel. And they're going to be on the other side here, looking down the hill. They got ready to fight the Philistine army that was on the hill on the other side of the valley. Are you ready to fight? Yes, he says. The Philistine army had a hero named Goliath Roger, who is coming right now, who is from the town of Gath and was about 300,000 meters tall. Or it just says 3 here. Here he comes. Here comes Goliath. And he can come and stand over with the Philistines. Or in front of the camera, which is going to be fabulous. He can come and stand just over here, behind here. Fabulous. The Philistine army had a hero named Goliath, who was from the town of Gath and was about 300,000 million meters tall. He wore a bronze helmet. Huzzah! And had... He had a bronze helmet and had a bronze armor to protect his chest and his legs. The chest armor alone weighed about 57 kilograms. He carried a bronze sword. Your sword is over there, if you want to go and grab it. Carried a bronze sword that he strapped to his back, and his spear was so big that the iron spearhead alone weighed about 7 kilograms. A soldier always walked in front of Goliath to carry his shield. Goliath went out and shouted to the army of Israel, "Why are you lining up for battle?"
Why are you lining up for battle?
I'm the best soldier in our army.
I'm the best soldier in the army.
And all of you are in Saul's army. I am still better than you. Choose your best soldier to come out and fight me. If he can kill me, our people will be your slaves. But if I kill them, your people will be our slaves. Here and now, I challenge Israel's whole army. Choose someone to fight me. Saul and his men heard what Goliath said, but they were so frightened. They were so frightened of Goliath that they couldn't even do a thing. Oh my gosh, he's petrified. Now, David's father, Jacob, he's going to come over here. David's going to be Jacob, and the father is Jesse, who is also you, Sam. You are multi-talented. Just make yourself look like you, David. Fabulous. David's father, Jesse, was an old man, here he comes, who belonged to the Ephrath clan, if I said that right, and lived in Bethlehem in Judah. Jesse had 8 sons. The eldest was Eliab. The next was why are these so difficult? The next had a really complicated name, and Shammah was the third. The 3 of them had gone off to fight in Saul's army. Now David was Jesse's youngest son. He took care of his father's sheep. Now the sheep's gone to sleep over there, so we'll leave him there. And he went back and forth between Bethlehem and Saul's camp. Goliath came out and gave his challenge every morning, hurrah, and every evening for 40 days. Oh my goodness, that was close to my face. One day, Jesse told David, "Hurry and take this sack of roasted grain and these 10 loaves of bread, delicious, and take them to your brothers at the army camp. Here are 10 large chunks of cheese or toffee-flavored dessert topping. And take them to the commanding officer and find out how your brothers are doing." So you need to give them to David to take.
Take all this stuff, David. Get it to your brothers. They might be hungry. The little wimps.
So David went off on his little trek to visit Saul's army fighting in the Philistines in Elah Valley. David obeyed his father. He got up early the next morning and left someone else in charge of the sheep. Then he loaded the supplies and started off. He reached the army camp just as the soldiers were taking their places and shouting the battle cry. Oh my goodness. Amazing. Oh, and shouting the battle cry. The army of Israel and the Philistine army stood there facing each other.
Am I Saul again?
You are Saul, yeah. Huzzah! Oh my goodness. David left his things with the man in charge of supplies. That's me. I'll happily take those snacks. Thanks. And ran up the battle line to ask his brothers if they were well. While David was talking to them, Goliath came out from the line of the Philistines and started boasting as usual. David heard him. When the Israelite soldiers saw Goliath, they were scared and ran off. Indeed. They said to each other, "Look how he keeps coming out to insult us. The king is offering a big reward to the man who kills Goliath. The man will even get to marry the king's daughter, and no one in his family will ever have to pay taxes again." David asked some soldiers standing nearby, "What will a man get for killing this Philistine and stopping him from insulting our people? Who does that worthless Philistine think he is? He's making fun of the army of the living God." The soldiers told David what the king would give the man who killed Goliath. David's eldest brother heard him talking with the soldiers. He was angry when he said to him, "What are you doing there anyway? Who's taking care of the little flock of sheep out in the desert? You came here just to watch the fighting, didn't you?" "Now what have I done?" David answered. "Can't I even ask a question?" Somehow the sheep appeared in the valley too. Then he turned and asked another soldier the same thing he'd asked the others, and he got the same answer. "Here, sheep. Come here, sheep. Up. Good boy." Some soldiers overheard David talking, so they told Saul what David had said. Saul sent for David, and David came. "Saul, come back."
Come here, David.
"Your Majesty," said David. "This Philistine shouldn't turn us into cowards. I'll go out and fight him myself." Oh, the sheep is very friendly sheep. "You don't have a chance against him," Saul replied. "You're only a boy, and he's been a soldier all his life." But David told him, "Your Majesty, I take care of my father's sheep, and when one of them is dragged off by a lion or a bear, I go after it and beat the wild animal until it lets the sheep go. Sir, I have killed lions and bears, and I can kill the worthless Philistine that way. He shouldn't have made fun of the army of the living God. The Lord has rescued me from the claws of lions and bears, and he will keep me safe from the hands of the Philistine." "All right," Saul answered. "Go ahead and fight him, and I hope the Lord will help you." Saul had on his own military clothes and armor and had them put on David instead. He gave David a helmet to wear and his shield. But David said, "I can't move with all this stuff on. I'm just not used to it." David took off the armor and picked up his shepherd's stick woggle instead. He went out to the stream and picked up 5 smooth ping pong ball stones, of which the sheep is sat on one, so you can only have 4. Never mind. Oh, there we go. He went out to the stream, picked up his stones, and put them in his leather bag. Then with his sling in one hand, he went straight towards Goliath, who was stood in front of the Philistine army. Goliath came towards David, walking behind the soldier who was carrying his shield. When Goliath saw that David was just a healthy, good-looking boy, he made fun of him. "Do you think I'm a dog?" Goliath asked, "Is that why you've come after me with a stick?" He cursed David in the name of the Philistine gods and shouted, "Come on, when I'm finished with you, I'll feed you to the birds and the wild animals." Yeah, David answered, "You come out to fight me with a sword and a spear and a dagger, but I've come out to fight you in the name of the Lord. Woohoo! All powerful, he is the God of Israel's army, and you have insulted him too. Today the Lord will help me defeat you, and I will knock you down and cut off your head, and I'll feed the bodies of the other soldiers to the birds and the wild animals." That's a bit gross. "The Lord always wins his battles, and he will help us defeat you." He let go of one strap, and the stone flew out of his sling and hit Goliath on the forehead. Nearly. Yay! And hit Goliath on the forehead. It cracked his skull, and he fell to the ground. David defeated Goliath with a sling and a stone. He killed him without even using a sword. After King Saul had watched David go out and fight, Saul turned to the commander of his army and said, "Who is this young man?" "Your Majesty, I swear by your life that I don't know." "Then find out," Saul told him. When David came back from fighting Goliath, he was still carrying Goliath's head. Oh, that is really, really disgusting. "I am David, the son of Jesse, a loyal Israelite from Bethlehem." He says, yes, he is. What an amazing